Are you feeling overwhelmed by daily tasks and struggling to grow your real estate business? What if I told you that ChatGPT can help you make the perfect schedule and help you stay focused? In this video, I'm going to show you how to use ChatGPT to block off time for things like follow-ups, making phone calls, admin work, and even content creation while helping you stay productive and growing your real estate business without the burnout. So if you want to learn more, stick around. Hey everybody, it's me, Jacob Shireman, your real estate marketing expert. I have over 17 years of marketing experience specializing in web design and SEO, and I take that experience to help you grow your real estate business. So if you'd like to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I release new content. And if you'd like to get all of my resources, training, courses, and coaching for free at no extra cost or split to you, take a look at partnering with me at eXp Realty inside the Agent Wolfpack, and there's a link down below where you can book a one-on-one call with me to learn more. So let's dive into today's topic. All right, we're back talking about time management and time blocking, and I really hesitated doing this video because there's 1,000 of these out there, but the problem is they never resonated with me, and this is something I struggle with. I'm gonna let you in on my brain and how I work. I struggle with managing my time, and I probably waste a lot of time. But I also get a lot done too. I'm a person that I like to work under pressure. I kind of like the stress, even though I don't really like it, but it's when my creative juices are flowing. And so one of the things I really wanted to do in the new year is really get better with my schedule. I'm trying to perfect certain things all at once, something that doesn't overwhelm me. I tend to have a lot of burnout, and I want to prevent that. And I also want ChatGPT to tell me, hey, don't do these things because they're not important. So that's why we did the last video. So if you haven't gone through my last video where we talk about how to get ChatGPT to know your business for content creation, how to use it as your personal business strategist and person to kind of go to, go watch that video. And after you've done that and you have that, we can create another conversation inside of ChatGPT and put these prompts in there. The one thing that I failed to understand is I like a very dynamic schedule. Like I said, I have my real estate business. I have my rev share business at eXp with 60 agents that I'm mentoring and coaching. And then on top of that, I have my marketing company with all the clients and my employees there. Plus I'm developing a SaaS software right now that's an all-in-one CRM and marketing platform as well. And that takes a lot of time. Plus I want to play piano more, and I want to cook more and do things that make me happy and exercise more, which I need to do. How do I put all of that in? And that's what I'm going to show you today, is to truly understand time blocking, because a lot of those videos didn't resonate, and it's such an easy concept. I know I probably overthinking it, but what I didn't understand is that dynamic blocking, that you're putting multiple categories in a time block. For instance, admin work. That could be making a phone call, drawing up a contract. That could be responding to emails, all of those things, okay? Or like, showings. Showings are very dynamic. But if we block, 3 hours a day for showings, it doesn't mean, what do we do if we don't have a showing? Well, we could go network, we could go prospect. It's having something in there that you can go run those personal errands, having that blocked off in a category where it's okay to do these things in that time period. And then you can shift it around day to day depending on what your schedule looks like. The one caveat I will give you to all this, make sure you give it time for the schedule to make sure it's the schedule that's not appropriate, or is it the way you're working the schedule that's not appropriate, or is it going to take you time to get used to? And so that's what I really want to focus on. And I want to share with you what I'm doing. I'm going to keep it real estate focused for now, but I'm going to show you how to personalize this. And ChatGPT is not going to be perfect, right? But you have to communicate how you want to change, what's not working for you, what is working, so it can create that dynamic schedule, or have it give you a couple versions and see which you like better. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to give you a prompt to get you started, and I'm going to show you exactly how ChatGPT can give you the perfect schedule customized to you and help you stay hyper focused and productive and not have that burnout, which we all have, especially me. All right, so here's the prompt. I've already done it because sometimes it takes a minute to generate, and I want to kind of show you how to edit this. So I just did a prompt right here. I need your help creating a weekly schedule to stay organized and productive in my real estate business. Here's what I need included. 2 hours daily for lead generation calls, Monday through Friday, 1 hour daily for client follow-ups and emails, 2 hours weekly for admin tasks such as paperwork, updating my CRM, 4 hours every Friday for content creation and social media scheduling, Time blocked for networking, events, or showings, approximately 3 hours per week. Personal time for families, exercise, daily devotion, and breaks. Please create a time block schedule that balances my work and personal life. Also, include buffer time between major tasks so I don't feel rushed. I wake up at 5 a.m. and I'm in bed by 10. My workday starts at 9 a.m. and ends at 6 p.m. Monday through Friday. Now, one thing I left out of here is I want to do more piano time, practicing an hour every day. So I'll edit that. But let me show you what it says my ideal weekly schedule is. And remember, you can put in times that, hey, Billy and Sally on Tuesdays and Thursdays have soccer practice from this time to this time. Well, guess what? While they're at soccer practice, you can have your laptop and your hotspot and do, admin work. So put in stuff like that that's very specific to you. Give it all of it. It can handle it. So Monday through Friday, this is my routine. Morning routine. I broke it up into morning routine before I start work. That's my personal stuff. Here's my work day, content creation day, Saturday and Sunday schedule, and my evening routine. Okay. So Monday through Friday. So it has me waking up at 5 a.m. to 5:30, gives me 30 minutes for daily devotions. If you are not religious or anything and you don't do that, you could do meditation, you could do journaling, you could read a book, you can, anything that will help you get to where you're going. And then 5:30 to 6, I can do some stretching, get ready for the gym. And then we do a quick breakfast for family time, which for me, I don't have a family. It's just me and my spouse, my husband, and our dog. So honestly, this would probably be feeding my dogs, making coffee, getting my protein shake. 7 to 8, go to the gym or go take our dogs for a long walk. And then by 8 to 8:30 is my time to get ready for shower. And you know what? Depending on your morning routine, that might take longer. Say, hey, I need an hour in the morning to, take a shower, iron my clothes, do those things. So think about that as well. 8:30 to 9, review schedule and set priorities. This is a big thing that I have never done. I don't in the morning, I just quickly look and go, okay, I need to start this. I need to start this. And I'm a person that wakes out of bed and immediately starts working. And that's a horrible thing to do. We might think it's better for us, but it's not. You kind of need time to get your mind straight. And I think that's what keeps my kind of ADHD mindset being all over the place, is because I'm constantly just going with the first thoughts that come to me. And those might not have been important things to work on. It's just things I thought of, right? And I usually have a list of a priority and I use a task manager, but I need this time to get my mind right. It's all about mindset. Okay. So this gives me 4 hours in the morning to myself to get ready, to take care of my health, make sure I'm in the right mindset. And then my work day, 9 to 11, lead generation calls. 11 to 11:15, I get a buffer break. Maybe it took over. Maybe I just get up, go get a drink of water, get out of my chair, because working at home in the office makes my back hurt, honestly. 11:15 to 12:15, do client follow-ups. And then I get another 45-minute lunch to break down, disconnect from work. 1 to 3 is I could do showings, networks, or other appointments that are not scheduled. You can do longer. Maybe you need 4 hours. Who knows? 3 p.m. to 3:15 buffer. Okay, so this is to review notes, maybe take a quick breather. Sometimes I go sit out in our our Adirondack chairs in the yard and just sit in the sun. So 3:15 to 4:15, do some admin tasks. Monday and Wednesday, focus on CRM. Tuesdays and Thursdays on paperwork. 4:15 to 4:30, break, step outside. These breaks are important. There's studies that show that sometimes we can't concentrate on stuff for more than 20 minutes. So one thing I love about having a smartwatch, besides it constantly notifying me and I have to turn off some notifications, I love it tells me, hey, get up, go take a few steps. It really does help you kind of reset and come back with fresh eyes. 4:30 to 5:30, content brainstorming, short updates. 5:30 to 6. Now this is very important, because if you're content brainstorming ahead of time, when you get to Friday, you can knock out your content creation 1 day a week. People think you got to create content every day. You don't have to. It could be 1 day a week. So 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., generate lead calls. You get your break, client follow-up, your lunch, and then 1 to 5, content creation and social media scheduling. get it all wrapped up, schedule your Google business profile, all of those things. And then 5 to 5:30 is to wrap up and get ready for the following week. Now, if you have kids and other things that pop up, dentist appointment, doctor's appointments, you can't help those things, but try to schedule those in your time out. Evening routine, 6 to 7, dinner time, 7 to 8, relax, maybe a family activity, walk, talk, TV, board game, 8 to 8:45, personal project or reading time. Maybe you could watch a little TV if that's how you unwind. 8 to 8:45 to 9:15, prep for the next day. 9:15 to 9:45, unwind. And then 9:45 to 10, lights out. Key tasks, key notes. Admin tasks schedule for Monday and Wednesday, but a short 15-minute review buffer time on Thursdays to keep you on top of things. Networking events. Allocate one evening for a networking event and rotate your 1 to 3 p.m. showings, networking time block to attend events. Flexibility. If a showing or urgent task pops up, use the buffer periods or shift your admin content to different times. It's giving you literally information on how to switch time blockings. So maybe next week coming up that a client can only book during a certain time, swap your time. So swap your 2-hour block of time for your admin task and do it earlier. This is what I love about this. So I can always come back and say, hey, I forgot I wanted to add an hour a day of piano practice. And it'll redo the whole thing. Here we go, morning routines. Let's see where it puts it. And this is a great thing to understand. If you really want to get the best out of ChatGPT, well, it didn't do an hour. If you want to get the best of ChatGPT, then what you need to do is tell it what you don't like, just like you would an employer. This is the biggest thing I get people to understand. They look at the first thing, oh, that doesn't work for me. Well, tell it why it doesn't work for you, Tell it exactly. So it broke up my piano time, which is great for me. I can't sit there for an hour unless somebody's singing. If I'm practicing something, I'm good for 30 minutes. So practice for 30 minutes. And then I bet you in the evening, it has me from 8 to 8:45, wind down with a creative session. So it gives me a little over an hour, but I would probably go to 8:30 and then use that time to prep for the next day. So make this schedule, be specific and say, hey, can you change this time from 8:45 to 9? Be very specific in your schedule and tell it what you need and what you need help with. I hope this is helpful. And again, the great thing is this is a conversation, right? So I can see the conversation over here. So what I'll do is I'll keep this as its own conversation so I don't have to scroll and find a bunch of different things. Label it as your schedule. And if I come back next week and say, hey, I really feel like me doing admin work late in the afternoon is not a good thing because I'm sleepy or I get tired right after lunch. Can we move it to a morning time slot when my brain is more active? Have it build your session around you. Be very specific. Tell it exactly how you feel, what you're struggling with, and let it do the routine for you. And then go block this off in your calendar. One thing that I like to do is if you have a scheduling tool and you want people to book during a certain time, and this is just your blocked off time, make sure that you put that you're available and not busy because it's just a dynamic time so people can still book in during those times. So hope this is helpful. If you have any questions or maybe you have some more success with this, let me know. And then go schedule these things in your task reminder so it's reminding you. That's why it would be great to put this in your schedule as a blocked off time that's available. So it'll remind you, hey, this is your buffer time. Hey, this is your practice time. Hey, this is your admin time. So that way, and then like I said, you can adjust the schedule depending on how your week is looking, but you've at least blocked off time to accomplish those tasks, both income producing and non-income producing tasks. All right, I hope you found that super helpful. You know, it's my goal in every video to give you something that you could walk away from in this video to help you grow and scale your real estate business. So if you have any questions about what I went over or any other tips that would be helpful to other people, drop those down in the comments below. If you need any type of marketing help, web design, video editing, you need a CRM, anything, reach out to us. We have a full service marketing company, and that information is down below. And if you want to get my resources, training, coaching, and courses for free at no extra cost or split to you, whether you're a solo agent, a team leader, or a broker owner, reach out to me about partnering at eXp Realty inside the Agent Wolfpack, getting all of their amazing resources as well as my value stack. And we will show you exactly what your business would look like here at eXp Realty in a one-on-one phone call with me. It's not a pressured call. It's a call based on logic and facts, and we don't pressure you. We just show you exactly what your business would look like here so you can make an educated, non-emotional decision. So, and again, if you want to see more content like this, you know exactly what to do. Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, hit that notification bell, and I will see you guys in the next video.